Hello student, welcome to my class of computer science. Today student we are going to start unit number 1 in which we will understand what are the basic concepts of computer and basic computer organization. So let's begin student. A computer actually electronic device, as you know, under the control of instruction. Whatever stored in its in memory, it accepts the data as input and process the data according to the specified rule that is known as program or process. Okay, and after that produce information as output and store information for further use. Okay, this is a particular computer. Now we are going to understand data and information. So data actually raw fact and figure, okay, which do not having any meaning. Okay, for example 1 2 8 maybe a roll number, maybe a age of the person, maybe a house number also. So we can't get the decision for that. Okay, and information actually it is a systematic collection of data, okay, that is definitely meaningful. For example 1 kg, so it means to say here is weight. Okay, 1 kilometer, that means to say it is a distance. So here data is raw fact and figure, meaningless, whereas information is meaningful, or it is the systematic collection of data. Now computers are being extensively nowadays used in every life, every field, in the form of definitely they are used in laptop, desktop, smartphone and gadget also. Now basic computer organizations, we need to understand its advantage and disadvantage. The first advantage is speed. As you know, the computer is very fast as compared to the human being. Accuracy, it can calculate the number of the billion and trillion instruction within a nanosecond or picosecond. Huge storage, you know, terabyte, megabyte. Okay, these are storage unit of that. Versatility, yes student, computer can help us to perform any work. Okay, like we can use the computer in a music system also, we can use the computer in a project making also, we can use the computer in a gaming zone also, we can create any kind of application and we can use any application in a computer also. Tirelessness, as we know, computer is not tired, it do not have sense to tired, it do the work until it will work. The next one thing, disadvantage of computer. First one thing, data security issue. Data can be lost. Second one thing, computer crimes. As you know, the crime in cyber world is going increased. So hackers and crackers can easily crack your computer and steal your information. Health risk, yes student, as a computer being person, if you are using computer always, definitely you will have health issue like your eyesight, your mobility, etc. The next one thing, bad impact on environment if not properly disposed of. It means to say, suppose that electronic device like computer, laptop, desktop you have just used as waste. Okay, it will be definitely bad impact to the environment. Now any digital computer perform the 5 function in a gross time. So here take data as input, okay, store data or instruction, process those stored data which is stored in a computer, generate the output and control all above steps. So student, these 5 operation can be performed, I mean to say can perform by definitely a digital computer. Input, store, process, output and control above steps also. Now we are going to understand functional components of a computer. You can see this is block diagram. It is known as architecture of computer also. So here it is a all over CPU, that is central processing unit, and this is input device and this is output device. Within central processing unit there will be microprocessor. Okay, in that there are 2 unit are exist, that is arithmetic, logic and control unit. arithmetic and logic unit consider as a single unit. Why? Because logic will decide how to do the work, arithmetic will help you to addition, subtraction, okay, mathematical operation. Control unit till when the process will be completed. And now you can see that memory unit definitely it will get the information and send back the information to the microprocessor unit. Okay, so CPU equals to MPU, that is memory, okay, processing unit, okay, that is microprocessor unit, we can say that all over this, and memory unit. Microprocessor unit means arithmetic, logic and control unit. Okay, now we are going to understand input and output unit. Input unit, student, a device through which data is definitely get the feed by computer is known as input unit. Output unit, a device through which result is stored in the computer memory are made available outside the system is known as output unit. Now we are going to understand central unit. Okay, that one is a central processing unit. Actually it is comprised definitely three parts: arithmetic logic unit, control unit and memory unit. So arithmetic logic unit, actually it perform the basic arithmetic operations such as addition and subtraction. Okay, it perform the logical operation also due to the logic unit, like logical AND, logical OR and logical NOT. Most modern arithmetic logic unit have small amount of space storage, like they are known as registers, so that can be accessed faster than main memory. Okay, so arithmetic logic unit have the small storage amount of memory area which is known as register, which is definitely faster than the main memory, it means to say RAM and ROM. Now we are going to understand control unit. Control unit, actually it is organized the computer to work as single unit and generate the control to signal from various devices regarding to read, write or execute operation. Okay student, control unit actually perform like a single unit which combines or make the coordination between arithmetic logic unit, memory unit and other part of the computer also, and overall responsibility to execute the task or to perform that particular program execution, its responsibility over to the control unit. Now we understand memory unit. A memory unit, actually it is a collection of cell, okay, which give the unique physical address. You can see in this particular diagram, in earlier video you have learned what is a list. Same way we can consider indexing position, bit position, we can say that. Okay, so memory contain a collection of cells which having unique physical address. We don't know what is the address, they may be hexadecimal number also. So most computer have a byteable address, and cell address may be 11110 contain this one value. So here is content and this bit position. Now we are talking about memory unit. Okay, so here we can see, I think in real world we have learned about and listen about megabyte, gigabyte, terabyte, petabyte. Okay, same thing is here. So the smallest unit of the measurement of computer memory is bit. Either it may be a 0 or 1, because computer can understand only 0 or 1. The following unit are memory unit. Here is unit, first column contain unit, second column contain storage, third its abbreviation that is used in our normal life. Smallest bit, okay, it can be either store either 0 or 1, because 0 or 1 may be one of the bit and represent as B. Nibble, so it is 4 bit, not represented by anything. Byte or octet, 8 bit, it is also known as byte. Okay, kilobyte, 1024 byte, that is KB. Megabyte, 1000 KB. Okay, so you can see 1024 is common in all of that. Okay, So here is you can see in the sequence after kilobyte, then megabyte will come, then gigabyte, then terabyte, petabyte, exabyte, zettabyte and yottabyte. So you can easily understand these are in the form of multiplication of 1024. So if I'm talking about kilobyte, so how many bytes? 1020 byte. If I'm talking about megabyte, how many kilobyte? 1024 KB. If I'm talking about gigabyte, so how many megabyte? That is 1024 megabyte. Terabyte, same thing you can see till then yottabyte. Okay, so 1 yottabyte equals to 1024 zettabyte. Okay, now we are going to understand RAM and ROM. Here is random access memory. RAM stand for random access memory, and this memory in which each location can be accessed and changed. Okay, this actually only read only access memory. Okay, it is random access memory. With the help of that we can read and write the information. Whereas ROM, that is read only memory, actually this memory in which location can be accessed but not changed. Okay, RAM is volatile and ROM is not. So ROM actually provide you the facility to read the data, okay, in which the information cannot return. Only the manufacturer of the company can write the information on that, like boot instruction, etc. And RAM is volatile. That means to say, when electricity is continuity in continuous way, the RAM store the data, okay, and ROM, while electricity is fluctuated or something else like powered off, the still data will be there. So you can have the example of RAM. Suppose that we are doing the work on notepad and I'm just typing on that, and if I not save this file and electricity is gone, after that if I'll open the notepad, that will erased. Okay, that is the example of RAM. Actually we are working on the RAM, that particular temporarily. And ROM, whenever computer starts, the instruction is automatically feed by booting time. Okay, so it will be recall that. I have to say read only. Either electricity is gone or not, it will be data remain will be in the particular memory. Secondary storage device, this is magnetic tape. So it is also known as auxiliary memory storage area or mass auxiliary storage devices. So you can see first one thing, hard disk. Okay, hard disk, that is fixed hard disk or movable hard disk. This is known as external hard disk and internal hard disk. Disk is a set of stacked disk. Okay, there are two disks inside that, okay, which are stacked disk. Each disk has a data record electromagnetically. It means to say whenever we are storing the data in this particular disk, the data is stored inside that electromagnetically. Okay, the cylindric circle or the track on the disk, okay, that will store that. Hard disk types, okay, hard drive type are that is parallel advanced technology attachment, that is PATA, serial ATA, okay, small computer system interface SCSI, solid state drive SSD, up to 12 terabyte SSD is available in definitely in market. So student, till then this, okay, I have teach you what are the internal storage and external storage. Till then, thank you student and have a nice day.